Sherls here. Thank you for stopping by on my channel. Welcome or welcome back. If you are new, please subscribe to my channel and help my channel grow. Can you believe that these are made out of junk mail envelopes? For me, junk mail envelopes with windows are ready to use specimen card material. I don't need a lot of cutting and I can make a variety of them easily. These are some specimen cards I made. These specimen cards have a solid back. I use a background page on this one so it can be used as a writing spot. I made this thin specimen card by cutting the envelope into this width. For these see-through specimen cards, I use 2 junk envelopes each. By the way, is this called a specimen card? It's not your typical specimen card for sure, because it has 3 windows and the middle one is a see-through and the other 2 has a solid back. Either way, it just came to me. I want to make it like this and I will still use it. And this one, I cut one side so it can be used as a specimen card slide, and it is a see-through pocket. In this tutorial, I will show you how you can turn your junk mail envelopes into these specimen cards. The basic thing that you need for this project is junk mail envelopes with a window. One window is a must. It can be in any size of window. Even one with this protrude area is okay. 2 windows is nice. A torn junk mail envelope like this will also work. You will also need some pretty paper. I will be using my Springtime Digital, Garden Story by Raj and Bella Crafts and Angela Kerr, Truly Blue and Shabby Blue Valentine background by Raj and Bella Crafts, and I will also be using the specimen card labels freebie that I have on my coffee. I will put the link to all this digital that I'll be using in this tutorial in the description box. And I will also be using dictionary pages, some dyed papers, fussy cut, and stickers. This floral here is a freebie on my coffee. You can find the link on the description box as well. Let's start with the easiest one, making this style of specimen card which has a solid back. For each of these specimen card, I use only 1 junk envelope with at least 1 window. I already picked the fussy cuts I want to put behind the windows. In my opinion, you don't have to use fussy cuts or stickers. It can be a label, journal card, or anything you want. For this example, I used the journal card in my Springtime ephemera. And I pick a label from Rachel's Garden Story Kit for this window. Then I need to decide whether I want to cover up the inside of the envelope exposed by the window. As you can see here, I don't always cover the inside of the envelope. My decision is mainly guided whether or not I like what is seen behind the window. My last step before covering these envelopes is to cut them into the size I like. When covering the junk envelope, I like to cut my paper bigger than the envelope, then wrap it around the edges like this. The rounded look, in my opinion, gives a more finished look. And you cannot see the edges of the original junk envelope. It's more like one cohesive paper and the other side as well. Now that you know my steps, I will finish these envelopes at a fast forward speed. These are my finished specimen cards. I turned this one into a tag. For these three, I left the back really plain so they can also be used as a writing spot. And this one, I turned it into a specimen card slide. And I left the back non-decorated because I plan to adhere this to my page like this so it also functions as a pocket. For these see-through style specimen cards, you need 2 junk envelopes with a similar window size for each specimen card. If possible, use junk envelopes sent by the same sender. The style and the window size sent by the same company usually are the same. It will make the final step easier. If you don't have it, don't worry. I will show you how to make it work. Cut open the envelope. We only want to use this side. If you are using an envelope with 2 windows, decide whether you want to use both or you want to use only one side. Then put it aside and decide what to put in the window. I highly recommend using a double-sided image like see-through stickers. If you only have a digital fussy cut, you can print them in a correct orientation and in mirror orientation. This is the Springtime Flower Fussy Cuts freebie I have on my Ko-fi page. I print this side in correct orientation and the other side in the mirror orientation. You don't need to use a third-party program to print a mirror image. Most printers have a built-in setting to do this job. I am using an Epson EcoTank printer. When printing PDF, click Properties on the print window. Then More Options and click on Mirror Image. Click OK and print like usual. Don't forget to change the setting back so the next time you print, it won't be mirror. You cannot really tell from the print window whether the mirror image setting is active or not. The image you see in the preview won't be mirror when the mirror image setting is active. I cannot stress enough to unclick the mirror image setting right after you click the print button. Similarly, when printing a JPEG file, click on Options, then Printer Properties, More Options, and click on Mirror Image. OK? And print. Again, deactivate the mirror image setting once you finish the printing. The preview doesn't change when the mirror image setting is active. To make sure that you undo the setting, print the mirror image first, then print the original image. If you print the images in 2 sheets, fussy cut them, then adhere them back to back to get a double-sided image. You can also do this with 2 mirror stickers. Unfortunately, I don't have any, so I cannot show you. Of course, you can also use 2 journaling cards or etc. and adhere them back to back. I already decided what I want to use, so now I can adhere the fussy cuts between the windows. Since I don't have a strong preference on the orientation of the fussy cut, it doesn't matter to me which side is which. Now, if you are using 2 windows envelope, you need to decide whether you want to use both windows, only keeping one, or you want to make something like this. So I made this by flipping one of the envelope like this. So I still have a see-through window here, but this too small window doesn't have the second window. If I adhere something here, you can feel it. And that's why I turned these 2 windows into a one-side window, not a see-through one. Once you got that figured out, you can then adhere the 2 envelopes together, cut it into the size you want, wrap it, and decorate it to finish the specimen card. That's pretty much the similar step as the first part of this tutorial. And so that this tutorial doesn't go too long, I will only do this specimen card on camera on fast forward speed and do the remaining two off camera. I think showing you how to work with the two windows of different size plus the first part of this tutorial will give you enough idea how to make this see-through specimen card or turning it into a slide specimen card. And once I finish, I will show you the final result. Position the windows such that the edges are overlapping perfectly. And for this envelope, because the windows are of different size, you will have this overlapping part. I already cut my junk envelope, so now I can start decorating this. These are my finished see-through specimen cards. I have to move the label on this one a little bit up to cover up the overlapping envelopes. Because of that, I can see the back of the label on the other side. I will adhere the word from the Springtime Quotes freebie to cover this up. That's the key to make a nice looking see-through specimen cards. Make sure you don't see the back of the paper you used to cover up one side on the other side. In other words, align the edges of the paper on both sides around the window. And for this specimen card, I made a tuck spot here. Why? There is no rule in junk journal. You can do whatever you like. These are the specimen cards I made out of junk envelopes. It's so fun to make, and in my opinion, it's a great way to use up the junk envelopes, the scraps, and the leftover fussy cuts. I hope you like this tutorial and be inspired by it. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't and leave a comment. Your support means a lot to me. Happy crafting! Bye!